Hey, what is up, friends and family of YouTube? Sort of long time no see, I guess. It is midnight, and I fell asleep on the couch for a couple hours, so yeah, I'm not tired. So I thought burning a little bit of the midnight oil wouldn't hurt. Jordan, my cousin, is going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to be working, I believe, on all three of the vehicles. My STI, the IS300, and his Talon. So it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. I am cleaning everything up. It probably looks like a disaster to you guys, but it has, it's cleaned up like tenfold since I've been in here. Right now, I am repurposing my Alaskan de-icer salt bin. It's actually a pretty nice bin, and you know, as time goes on, I realize how many pails I don't have. So I'm going to repurpose that with my rags. This goes to my garage organization. So these are the rags. And make more shelf space for everything else. Like this tumbler cannot stay here. This thing works phenomenally, by the way. Like, I just put all of the clamps in a bag because they were all over the counter. But man, does this thing work. Those clamps turned out like brand new. So, but it can't stay here, right? I need counter space. I'm going to have to figure something out with my garage. I have a big garage and I feel clustered almost. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm just cleaning up the garage, getting ready for tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm going to make this a separate video or just add on to the one tomorrow. But like, IS300 wheels need to go. These are going to go on the 350. No, Josh, the Fairlady Z. The Fairlady is going to get these wheels, which were originally on the IS300. So I'm hoping that the offsets are good, because the offsets weren't that good on the IS300. So let me get to work, and I'll show you guys where we end up tonight. All right, so that's my idea with that thing. It's like a big Kleenex box. Just got to make sure the wife or no one throws it out. Label it rags. Maybe try to take this Alaskan de-icer cover off. But yeah, she turned out pretty good. So got some shelf space. This thing sits on the stairs anyway, or I'm just going to put it like right here, and it'll be fine. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I got a big gaping hole to fill on the shelf over there now. So I've decided I'm just going to add this clip on to tomorrow's video. Nothing really happened besides cleaning up the garage a little bit. There's the tumbler. It's going to stay there since I just noticed there's a plug in there. And I'm pretty sure they added that after the fact when they put my furnace in, because I don't recall that being there when we did our first walk around. But anyway, so that's awesome. I have a plug in there. Counter space is a lot more clean. I could literally just pack all these bolts up, but I'll probably be using them tomorrow. And I'm just painting some brackets, because I got my coated intake manifold and fuel rail coming tomorrow. I just picked up a gray set of injectors, non-VVTi 2JZ. And the reason why is because my pink ones that were in this thing, he cleaned them at first and they turned out great and they were spraying great. And then he cleaned them a bit more and they weren't spraying very well. So we think that it's because it's a brass seat in those versus a stainless steel in the non-VVTi. So needless to say, the non-VVTi injectors are a bit better. So hopefully I can get them in tomorrow. That would be awesome if I can somewhat complete the fuel system. I have ordered a radium fuel pump assembly adapter so I can run a return with an AN line and just screw it right down on. So it's like, it basically clips into one of those yellow clips, and it's just like an AN adapter fitting. I'll show you guys when it gets here, but it's nifty. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to say. Yeah, I think I'm good to go, guys. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, so I will catch you on the flip. Hey everybody, it's the next morning, obviously. It's real nice out. Got Jorby with me today. We're going to be working on the cars, and I just went to Princess Auto. I love Princess Auto, but I hate Princess Auto at the same time, because I went in there Not really expecting to spend over, you know, 20 bucks for a couple of pliers. I walked out and $120 later. So I'm pretty sure we can all relate. But anyway, we're gonna go pick up some oil from our local Lordco. They carry lots and lots of oil. Nismo oil, Asin oil. So it's like Toyota's OEM oil. So I'm pretty impressed with their supply. Jordan's never been there, so I'm gonna go show him around and we're gonna get back to the garage. All right, so we're back at home base. We got the world's dirtiest Eagle Talon in the garage now. It's gonna go all over my floor. We got the 2JZGTE IS300 and we got the WRX STI. And if everything goes right, we should be working on the whole array. Although, Zach dropped off all my Cerakoted stuff here. The injectors are inside, but he took the intercooler off from the STI that I was gonna put on that's in way better shape than this one, and he's gonna Cerakote it for me. So maybe I won't be doing anything on the STI, but we'll find out. All right, with my newly cleaned counter space that I cleaned at 1 o'clock in the morning last night, I'm going to assemble my fuel rail and then put it onto the intake. And I know what I said about the AN feed line. I'm going to keep it stock. I'm going to keep the pulse dampener on there just for now. Lots of stuff on the internet that says it's better either way. Like either go with it or without it. I'm just going to leave it on there for now. It's factory power. When I do upgrade it further and further, I will get the radium whole kit and I'll buy the radium pulse dampener as well. So for now, I'm going to leave the feed stock. That means I'm going to reuse this banjo fitting. I'm going to clean it up nice. I did order 2 new crush washers. And then we're going to start mapping out the return. I think for now, I'm going to put the fuel pressure regulator on the back at that hole there. So step 1 is obviously building this thing back up. These are the 2JZ non-VVTi injectors. Like I said, even though they're the same, the non-VVTi ones are a bit better just because they're stainless steel versus a brass seat. So these ones, I have the printout inside the house and they're perfect. They're pumping out about basically 450 cc's. So they should be good for 400 to 430 wheel horsepower-ish. And that's exactly what I plan on running on the IS300. So without further ado, I'm going to lay some nice cut-up shirts from my newly acquired rag box. And this is going to be my building station. Guys, I forgot there's a couple things that I got to do before I reassemble the fuel side and the intake manifold. This is what I originally went to Princess Auto for. It'll hopefully make this job a little easier. But what I got to do is I got to put the gasket from Drift Motion onto this thing that I bought. And then I also want to pull this coolant hose off because it's a little soft and I don't want to run into an issue where I have to redo all of this because of this one hose, right? Like you definitely don't want to have issues. It's not terrible, I guess, if I can't get at it, but I'm going to try anyway. Should I? I just don't know. It seems way too, way too easy to move, but I'll try it anyway, see how far we get. So that came off a lot easier than I thought. That's the barb I was talking about, just in case you guys didn't see it. Now I did take the engine hook off. I'm probably gonna leave it off. It's not really needed until you gotta take the engine out. And those bolts are like virtually impossible to get at when the fuel rail is in, and it looks a lot better. So I'll just keep the hook around. And luckily, I found a nice Samco reinforced silicone hose, same hose I used on my Supra. I'm gonna clean it up, and it looks like it's pretty much the same length. The only challenge is gonna be getting a worm clamp on that thing and spinning it. So yeah, that'll be a challenge, but obviously I'm gonna try. This was the old one that came off. You could tell it looks like maybe it was leaking. It's a little swole. Get swole. Well, this got swole. It's a little soft. So I'm happy I'm replacing it. All All right, peeps, that hose is on. We ended up getting the worm clamp on there, if you guys can see it. There it is. It was a pain. It's tight. It still moves side to side, but there's no heat cycle. Like, it's not really mated to the metal tube, but it's really tight. So hopefully it doesn't leak. If it does, it's going to be a pain to make it not leak. And should be good to go. That was like going to be the hardest thing, I think, of this all. Now I'm going to seal this guy back up with that special drift motion gasket and then put everything back on. All right, guys, so we're going to go from this gasket here that always gets... This one's actually not terrible. The ones in my Supra were rock hard and crispy. That one actually stayed in the head, which is surprising. But this is going to get replaced by this. This is supposed to solve all issues. So we're going to find out if that's true. I've never installed this myself, and there's no instructions. So there it is. Here goes nothing. I assume that the lip is going to go back just because if you look at the head, it has a recessed lip. You can kind of see. So it like fit in there like a puzzle piece, right? So that's the plan. There's an inner O-ring in here that's going to seal against the cam angle sensor, and then the outer seal is going to seal the lip portion, I do believe. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? All right, guys, there she is, finished product. It looks beautiful. I love trying new things out. Now that the hook is out, if for some reason this leaks, which I don't think it is, this is designed not to leak. Right on Drift Motion's site. I could probably put the link into the description for you. But look at that. Looks so nice. Old crummy gasket to this one. That's probably not going to leak. Let's just cross our fingers. Let's go see if it just pops in like it should. Let's see if this is going to give us any. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm going to clean the bolts off. And we're just gonna bolt it down. It looks perfect. I might just lube that ring up a bit. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I did already, just a tiny bit. So maybe I'll do that. All right, she's in. This one's not supposed to leak, drift motion, so I'm gonna hold you to it. Make sure you don't over torque it. I have no idea what the torque specs are. Always check the torque specs. I just went off by feel, but it is aluminum head, it's plastic body, so you do not want to over torque it. All right, so here's the rail. I'm going to start with getting all the hardware out. So these are the injector clamps. I'm gonna have to figure out, these two are the same, this one is not. So I'll have to figure out where that goes. What do you need?
Wait,
What?
I was being polite. I was waiting on you to finish your video so I could dump this.
Oh, no, just give her. I don't care. Thanks, though. And then here's a little intake manifold. I'm not going to expect you to stand there for 20 minutes. I'm not shutting this one off for a while. These are just the brackets. So they're just cleaned up and, you know, coated. So that's good. Intake manifold gasket. We don't need this guy because I did get a thermal gasket, but keep parts, right? Keep parts. That's the factory fuel pressure reg. That's the brake booster bolt. I'm going to clean that up. And it looks like, oh, look at that. Zach did me nice here in intake and injectors. So that's awesome. Thanks, Zach. And then just a plastic piece that went on one of these. So I'm going to go back into my pictures because I took pictures and videos and see where these go before I put them on. Because I'm going to put them on exactly how they came off. And I think that's how it went. But let me take my camera and make sure. All right, so thanks to my own YouTube channel, I was able to go back and check out how this bolted on. And it's just like this. And this is offset because of the fuel pressure regulator was right here on the rail. Wait, where was it? Right here. right? And then the line had to kind of go over. So that's why that's offset. So I'm gonna get these brand new non-VVTi injectors out of the bag. I'm going to lube the larger O-rings with some grease, just a very, very little bit. That's what I was told by Joel at CPI, my buddy who does my injectors. So lube them, put them in. All of them are gonna go in like this, except for this end one here at the end. That one's gonna point down, just the way the plug is. So let's get to it. Alright, there she is, all assembled. Got one last piece to put on, and that is the AN adapter fitting, right angle fitting. It's going in here. Generally, I don't put thread tape on, but if you can see, that's a concave sealing surface, and there's also a concave sealing surface here, so they're not really gonna seal against each other. If it was this end, on this end, then it would seal, but it's not. So I'm not sure if that's normal or what, but I'm gonna give it a try because that's what the kit came with, right? All right, so there's the fuel rail assembled. I am going to clean the bottoms. Looks like there's just some residue in these holes here. That's as tight as I could get this. It is a tapered thread, I should mention, but it doesn't have a sealing surface inside like an AN fitting does, like this end here. So I put thread tape on it because ultimately I don't want it to leak. So with it being where it's at, it's kind of a pain, but it might work out because I might be able to get a 45 and just run the fuel return across the rail like that. Or I could come up and make like a right angle and drop it below the throttle body. So there she is. So last step-ish to get this thing on. I just have to put the new rail to intake manifold gaskets. That's the part number there. You need 6 of them. And they just slide on to the bottoms here and they seal it to the lower runners. So I'm gonna put those on and put a light coat of grease on them. Put the banjo bolt into the feed and bolt her down. All right, they're all on. For some reason I missed this one, putting grease on it, but that's the, these are the washers for the fuel rail banjo bolt to rail. Most people will be replacing this whole system with AN, but right now I'm just gonna keep it with the stock dampener as I said before, but that's the gasket in case you were wondering. Finally making some progress. Look how beautiful that rail is above that dirty, gross lower runners. you know, I wish I would have done it, but at the same time, I don't want to screw with it just because it does have the factory like canister attached and stuff. And, you know, it's just kind of a mess without the engine being out. I'd rather just leave it the way it is. I think once everything's all bolted up, it'll look real nice. So I'm gonna leave it that way. I just torqued the 2 bolts that are in here. Those should be 15 foot-pounds. I will put a screenshot up for you guys. And these should be 78 inch-pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure those are all torqued up nice. And yeah, that one has one too. Like I said, I don't know what it is yet because I haven't even got to it and I won't be able to put a torque wrench on it probably. So yeah, that's what I have so far. It does mention that there's 3 for the Supra, but this is a VVTi and the Supra they're referring to is a non-VVTi, I'm sure. And this rail only has 2 bolts holding it to lower runners. All right, so 2J is good to go for the most part. I got what I wanted to get done today, which is the fuel rail. I'll still be working on it slowly. But we'll go over to Jorbo's car here. And look at that little turbo there. It's an aftermarket, what is it, 16G?
No.
What?
GT3076R.
Oh, my apologies. Ball bearing turbo. He is changing out the O-ring to his coolant pipe right now. And just doing maintenance items, cleaning it up. And then we're going to be throwing in some Lucas oil, Force Performance intake manifold. We're going to coat it with some ceramics that we bought today. And yeah, that's what he's up to right now, draining the coolant, because obviously it's a coolant pipe, so the coolant has to come out and put new stuff in. And yeah, that's what we're doing to this beast. So I'll show you when it's all done. Hopefully I can get some footage of it in my video, other than this, of course. All right, so I just took my belt off here, my serpentine belt. I have pulleys to install, so I'm going to install them. Dang it. And inspect the belt. So far the belt looks like it's in good shape. So I'll reuse that. So I got an alternator pulley. I'm not going to replace that one just yet because I might replace the alternator. I'm not sure. But I'm going to replace the water pump pulley and the power steering pump pulley. It's a pulley set from Drift Motion, water pump pulley, power steering, and alternator. All right, guys, we're on our way to get an O2 sensor for Jordan because his DSM was doing DSM things right after he said he had a rare DSM because it didn't break. It broke. That is Murphy's Law, everybody. His O2 sensor snapped in half. Apparently not by his fault, it just kind of did it. So we're on our way to his parts stash across the city to get a 4-wire O2 sensor. And we're gonna have to rewire it. And that sound is a back massager because my back is killing me from being bent over my car for 4 hours. This is what you have to look forward to over 30. So this is what happened. The ceramic and the steel broke right off and we didn't really touch it. So we're trying to thread in a Toyota, one from an IS300 and rewire it, and we're gonna see how it goes. So essentially any 4-wire sensor should work. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the pulleys. So it looks a lot better. I might take that crown off that. It just like, it's like a spacer or something on the VVTIs. So look how pretty that is. All right, guys, there is the beautiful, frig's sake, CERAKOTE manifold. Looks really nice. I'm just rebuilding everything, putting everything back on it, and ready to go on shortly. I have to refer back to my photos. I don't know the torque specs on everything, so I'm going back and counting threads. Like for the instance, this gas check valve / filter thing for the map sensor, and also the fuel pressure regulator. So yeah, I'm just gonna start putting everything back on it. Probably won't get to slapping her on today, but she'll be close. So right now I'm just cleaning stuff up This is the banjo bolt for the brake booster fitting on top of the intake manifold here. I'm not too sure why that's not fitting. Weird. Oh yeah, because it went like that. Because I think they just reused the IS300 one. So anyway, I'm cleaning this up because it was just filthy, and then the banjo bolt is disgusting. So it's gonna be like brand new. So looks a lot better, but I'm using a Q-tip. Look how filthy that is. Spraying brake clean in there and just cleaning it out. So that's disgusting. Since Jorby broke his O2 sensor, and we have to get this thing out of the garage so the Jag can roll in, he has tasked me with re-ceramic painting his manifold, because he bought it like this, and it looks like whoever did it did a really bad job. And I'm probably going to do an equally bad job, because I'm not going to spend the time to... I did wire wheel it already, actually, if you can believe that. But I cleaned it, prepped it, and I'm going to spray it. Hopefully it lasts. We'll find out. All right, everyone. I think that's going to conclude this video. I must have tweaked my lower back reaching over that thing, because like I am out for the count. I really am looking at a few things and I'm like, I want to go do that, and then I'm like, I probably shouldn't, because my back is killing me. So I tweaked my back a while ago and it was out for like 6 months, so I don't want to chance it. But Jordan's gonna work away on the Talon, and I might do some little things here and there, but I'm not going to be over the engine bay in the IS. But I got a lot done, right? Like, the fuel system is on, and that was my big thing about today. And then this is going to go on very shortly. It's not going to take much. I'm going to start putting everything together once this is on it, because it's going to be easier that way, I think, to put it in place and just leave it there type of thing. Just because, like, I don't want to put the map sensor on, for instance, and then break it as I'm putting it on. So. I'll give Jordan a shout out. Jordan, what's your YouTube name? Retrospect Garage?
Yeah.
Retrospect?
With a D.
Retrospect Garage. He's going to start up a YouTube, and I think he's doing a video, so it'd be cool to see his stuff. I tried to put some in it because, you know, it's a car channel. And I think we all like and appreciate DSMs. So I've had a lot of them. So yeah, it's been a good day. Good day. Day's not over, but I'm going to take it easy from here on out, because I guess when you're 30, you get random backaches that put you out for the night. And that's where I'm at. So, yeah. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I sure had fun today. Spent way too much money today again at Princess Auto, as you know. And, yeah, like I said, had a fun day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the video, give the video a thumbs up. And check out the channel for more of this stuff, because there's a lot on it already. There's a lot coming for it. And subscribe if you like it, because that's what we do here. Cars, and more cars. Money, and more money. So anyway, I just want to show you guys before I go. That turned out great. That turned out really good. Doesn't look all glossy and crappy. It looks like a properly coated, ceramic coated header that I didn't do a ton of prep work on, and that's exactly what I was going for. Anyway, I'm out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right, peace.